guys, us again. We're back for another week, and it was so much fun last time. We have to do it again.
Episode 2.
Woo! Oh look, no dye hands.
I had yellow earlier.
Did you?
My hands were like really yellow.
I scrubbed. I'm good.
And I had blue dots. But I'm clean now. It's all good now.
And you'll know why she had blue dots soon, because we're showing the new stuff.
All our new colorways.
Yeah. Yay!
So yeah, welcome. I am the cozy knitter, Christina.
I'm Yarnenabler, Amanda, but nobody really calls me that. Amanda. Yeah.
And you can find us on Instagram and Ravelry.
And Etsy.
Etsy. I'll put all the links in the down bar on YouTube, and also in the Ravelry group. I'm posting the show notes for each episode, so you can get all of our links there, and all the other podcasts and places and things that we mentioned. It will be in the show notes.
Christina does the hard work. I just look pretty.
Well, I try. Okay, so I think we're going to start off with a couple of thank yous. So first of all, thank you to everybody who watched last week's episode. It was so nice of you guys to sit down and spend some time with us and listen to us ramble on for almost an hour.
Yeah. It was like having coffee with friends again. It was fun.
Except we were drinking tea.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to all the new viewers. We've had quite a few new viewers in the last couple of days, which is
300 views from last week's video. Wow. I'm kind of proud about that.
Wow.
Totally proud.
And we have to thank Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast for the shout out on her podcast. Thank you so much for all your kind words, Mina. We really appreciate it. Also, Sue of Legacy Knits, which she co-hosts with her daughter, Chelsea. She mentioned us on her Periscope this week. Again, we really appreciate it. And you guys are so sweet. Have you watched the podcast? It's amazing.
I try and catch it every time I see the little notification comes up if I'm near the iPad. Yeah.
Mother and daughter, they're so fun to watch.
Totally.
And I wish I could knit with my mom like that every day. I think they live in the same house.
Double yarn stash. Oh my god. Fun.
Stash.
We'd need a house for our yarn if we joined forces.
We need a separate stash room.
Yeah.
I know a girl who has a stash room. I need is fantastic.
I need a stash room.
You know, like this shelf, she's got 2 of these suckers, the 4x4, and then she's got the 2x4 on top, and they are jam-packed double layers. Her yarn room is 2x4.
I would just walk in there and just breathe the fumes and just touch.
I did, and she is a big cashmere fan, so everything had cashmere in it. Seriously, heaven.
Cashmere and silk, anything with those two in it, and I'm like, no. Quivet. If you've never had Quivet, once you go Quivet, you won't go back.
Yeah. Don't touch it unless you have loads of money, because you're not going to want anything else. It is amazing.
But Jen, so yarn therapist, she's introduced me to Quivet anyways.
It's all
and
her
she
fault.
has a cowl that she knit, how would you call it, with the, like she thrummed with Quivet. So the inside of the cowl is just Quivet cowl.
I remember when she made it, and it was...
I might have tried to walk away with it. I tried it on, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go look over here," and then
it's the running joke at our knit night that somebody's gonna walk off with her cowl.
Yeah,
but I remember she knit it around the time that she was on mat leave with her daughter, and then was it her son? I can't remember.
No,
one of her babies.
Julia. Yeah,
and then she knit it, and she says, "I'm just gonna have to wear this when I go to work. So when I'm feeling sad about not being home with my babies, I can wear this." And it is so nice.
Although her first day of work, I think she skipped down the driveway because sometimes you just really want to get out of the house.
Yeah, sometimes going back to work isn't the worst thing.
Since the 2 stay-at-home moms, we don't really know that. Well, you went back to work a few times.
I did. We also have to thank Amy, who's in Indigo, and Debbie Reese. I think it just goes by Debbie Reese, and they're on Periscope and Instagram, and they also just started a podcast called Periscoping Sisters, and if you have not watched their first episode, you have to. It is hilarious. It is so funny. Amy was telling a story towards the beginning of the episode, and it had me in stitches. Just so funny. You have. I won't spoil it for you, but you have to go and just watch it.
But did she say bomb at the border?
I know. I think so.
I mean, there's stories and there's stories. So.
There is.
Yeah.
So thank you, Amy, for mentioning us on Periscope, on your Periscope, and also thanks for having a pair of socks knit in one of my colorways hanging in the background during your first episode.
That
was really
cool.
nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
And I think I have Debbie and the grocery girls to thank for all of the people who have been requesting the celebration colorway. Like a lot of people after you guys started showing them off. So thank you.
And there's nothing more thrilling than seeing something knit in the wool that you dyed.
I know.
Seriously, I get all like fangirl when I see, like, yeah, totally.
And it's fun to see too what patterns people choose, because with self-striping yarn, a lot of people just knit plain vanilla socks. I only knit plain vanilla socks, but I saw a lady who done a pair in my January club colorway, and it was chevron, and they were so much fun.
Very
so
fun.
fun. I need to knit a pair of chevron socks.
Yeah. I'm knitting a pair of chevron socks.
Are you?
Yes. My cowboy socks.
Oh,
which I don't have with me because they are out of my purse because I was knitting on the couch. But, and I have one shout out to, correct me if I pronounce this wrong, Umi Knits. And she posted on Instagram a really cute reveal video of her March Pencil Crayon of the Month Club. And it was so much fun to see. And she's relatively close to us, so she was one of the first ones who got it. And when I saw it, I was like, ooh, what's she opening? And then I was like, wait a second. And then it's like, yay! So thank you, because I had fun watching the video.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So we do both have yarn clubs. Mine is of the month. So every month you get another skein of yarn. Mine you can sign up. I had my first round of signups at the beginning of the year, and then I have signups right now. They will go down. I think they'll be open until next Friday, and then you can't sign up again till June. So I have options for 3 and 6 month subscriptions. So if you need to join, do it for Friday.
And mine you can join whenever because I'm squiggly like that. And if you buy, like, I still have my year subscription up. So if you buy a year now, I'll send you the back, like the January and February and March. So if you buy now, the first shipment will be April, but you'll also have January, February, March in there too. So
that's really neat.
Yeah, because if you're gonna make pencil socks, you need all the colors,
you need
right?
a 12-pack.
12-pack, yeah. I gotta have the 12-pack. So we have what's on our needles, right?
Yeah.
I've got lots.
You go first, because
okay.
I don't have.
It kind of falls into the category also of what followed me home.
Ooh, what followed you home?
What followed me home was from Up in Yarns. So there's the thing, and it's called, the wool is I like big fluff. And of course, as soon as I read that, I was like, I like big fluff, but I cannot lie. So I'll stop singing
my
there.
kids
We don't
would
want
dance
to
like crazies if you started that.
Yeah, and it's the Woodstock colorway. And so this is what I'm knitting, a cowl in it, and I'm doing, so this is what she sent me. It's like a really awesome rainbow wool. And it's chunky, which, I mean, hello.
This is really beautiful. Look at all the colors in there.
Yeah, I just dropped 2 stitches. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, we're good.
It's okay, we'll be fine.
So I started knitting the cowl, and I did like just a plain seed stitch border, and I thought, you know what, I love that, but it's not really showing the wool as nicely as I had hoped. So then I have a ball of, it's one of mine, Smoke on the Water. And so I thought, wouldn't that be cool to put the gray between the colors? And then because it's an ombre, it's going to gradually get lighter. And I want a really big cowl, like not like a double, but like really long, so that it's like
nice and squishy.
Yeah. So what I did is I started making rows, and doesn't that look cool? It's like a striped effect.
It does.
And it's all bunched because I just have it on little 16-inch needles, but
tiny short needles.
Tiny short needles. But I thought that looked really cool, the stripes, and I think it really shows off. Up in Yarns.
I really like how rich the colors are.
Yeah, like it's really saturated. It's really nice, and there's no like white spots, which is hard when you're dyeing like a variegated like that. So that's kind of my quick knit right now because they're both chunky. So it's taking
Where's she located?
Northern states. I want to say Minnesota. I don't know.
I'm not real good with my states.
No, it's in the north. I know that much because it came really quick. Like super fast shipping. I was really impressed. And yeah. And then another thing that I brought that followed me home is actually a sample I got from Kinfolk. So you see that? Kinfolk Yarns. And she sent me this extra sample with the skein.
Oh, that's really
and
pretty.
It's hand spun.
Oh, it's hand spun.
And it's so pretty. I keep it in my purse just to fondle because when you're down, you sometimes need a fix.
100% merino.
Yeah, and it's called Afternoon Tea. And I almost went back and bought a whole skein of it because I loved it so much. And I'm not usually a pastel-y color, but it's so pretty.
This is really pretty.
Yeah, and I was going to bring the skein that I actually bought from her, but I forgot. Sorry, guys.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. And then so I have one more thing on the needles, and this is like a long-term project because I cast it on at the Plucky Retreat in September. And I knit on it in the Plucky Retreat. And I'm using Plucky, obviously, in their Traveler Sport. And I'm using 3 colors. Oh, the Traveler Sport, it's merino, mulberry silk, and yak. I mean, hello.
It's really nice.
It's gonna be gorgeous. So I'm using Soda Fountain, and I'm using Twill, and I'm using a mystery color because I can't remember where I put the little thing.
I think we found these in One of a Kind, or they had like a bin with some that were marked down.
So I'm knitting the Ashburn shawl,
Which is by Melanie Berg.
How did you know that? I didn't even know that.
Because I, stalk her.
So it's all
Hey, it matches my shirt.
I know. Look at us, the color coordinated again. We're so
teal. We're teal.
And we didn't
people.
plan that.
No.
And we didn't plan last week. We just are like, nah, mine
No.
melt. So this is really huge already, and I'm only
Beautiful.
done. So there's the first color, and then it works into this section. And then there's a third color, which is like the darker. And I'm not even done the middle section. It's going to be huge right here. So it's like that darker.
Yes.
So it's going to be huge, and it's going to be delicious, and I cannot wait. So squishy, right? Because it's garter mostly.
Do you remember when we were at the Frolic, or not the Frolic, the Shindig?
Yeah.
And so basically we went to Grand Rapids and we stayed at the Amway Hotel.
Oh my God. Oh, it's like Plaza. Hello. Yeah.
Gorgeous hotel.
Very
and
nice.
basically there is, 200 knitters who take over this hotel, and we all sit and
You
knit
just sit in it.
in the lobby, in this
buy
big
wool.
swanky lobby, and there's knitters everywhere.
Yeah.
And because we're all there for the weekend, a lot of people are just knitting in their pajamas, and we've brought snacks from everywhere. So we're
Everybody brought things that were special to like where you live. So we
there's-
brought Canadian stuff like ketchup chips and
coffee crisp.
coffee crisps.
And the ladies from Australia, they brought Tam Tams.
They brought some weird stuff, man.
There's
I don't know what
saltwater
they're
taffy.
doing down there. There was the one thing that like nobody ate. And
It
we were
was
like,
spicy. I
laughing.
cannot remember what it was.
It was unique.
Very
I'll say
different
unique.
kind of candy.
Yeah, it was, we all tried it once, and then we went, you Australians are a little fun.
But do you remember the one night, I think it was maybe the Saturday night, we were sitting on the couches knitting, and we had both started our shindig projects. And
Yeah. And
we
yours
held
was
them
like-
beside, mine was like this big.
It's on
And
Instagram,
hers was
that
like,
picture.
Yeah,
I
it's
knit
on our
fast.
Instagram.
Yeah, I had it was like a good
I think
chunk.
was it Lori Lee that shared
Yes.
it on her Instagram? We were just so humorous.
Yeah. But mine
Yeah.
was garter, and yours was fancy, wasn't it? Wasn't it like a stitch?
Minus a lace
Yeah,
summer
so-
top. I'm hoping to have summer it done for next week. That's going to be my...
You can have it finished?
I want to have it by summer, so I got to
haven't
start. Oh, not
seen it.
finished. Oh gosh,
Oh,
no.
okay, you're gonna
maybe
get it
a
out
sleeve
next week.
Maybe a sleeve, because it's kind of like it starts from one shoulder and then you knit across, I think that's how it's constructed. We'll find out.
You're good. You're good.
I know, but I just remember sitting there and they all thought it was just so ridiculous that we had these two projects and I'd barely gotten anything done. And what makes it more humorous is I've been sample knitting for
Years
and years.
Yeah,
Like-
you were sample knitting before I learned how to knit.
I have cranked out a blanket, like a 10 skein blanket in a week.
Huge. And you did like that whole sweater in like 7 days.
Yeah,
A sweater
we
in
knit
7
a
days.
sweater in in a week.
Well, mine took me 10 days because there's nothing that makes you want to lose weight than knitting clothes in your size.
It was
And it was worsted, and it still took me 10 days.
yeah. It was
And I knit a
pretty.
lot.
It's a beautiful
It's very
sweater.
pretty.
But
Cascade Falls?
I used
No.
Morocco.
Yeah, but what was the name of the
Oh.
pattern? It was Cascade Falls,
It
wasn't
might have been. It was the Sweet Georgia pattern by Holly.
No. What was it, Holly?
Holly something other. It was a Sweet Georgia
Yeah.
pattern collection, and it came out about I think 2 years ago. 2 years, maybe 3 years ago.
No, 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, can't remember.
We're so good on the timeline. Sorry, guys.
It's blurry. It's baby brain. You know, you see how they tell you when you're pregnant you lose about 10% of your brain.
Do you ever get it back?
No, you don't.
Shit, you're working on half capacity. Then,
I know.
lady.
I know. I'm literally a dumb blonde.
But that means you were so super smart before.
I was brilliant.
You know what? You don't say blonde. You say you're being pretty today.
I am. Really pretty today.
All right, lady, what do you have on your needles? Because
I-
we had this conversation on Facebook the other day. We're like, we need to have like a whole
know.
section of what's on our needles. And she's like, I don't have anything. I'm like,
I have
throw
nothing.
something on the needles. And
Nothing. And then there was this big catastrophe because it's one of my new colorways, but I'm not really giving away much. And I had it dyed and it was drying and I went to reskein it. I was not happy.
Really?
I was not happy.
didn't tell me that.
The navy was not saturated enough.
Navy's hard.
But of course, I started rescanning it, so now I somehow had to unskein it.
You can't rescan it the exact same way. I'm sorry. It's like the wool changes, and you can't make it the exact same. At least I can't.
And then I dyed it again, much happier with the color. And now, of course, came the fun of rescanning it again, which was not entirely painless. Or, yeah. Anywho, so we finally got it done yesterday because my husband is the rescanning master and he does most of the rescanning for me. And
Whipping good.
he's good like that. So I'm knitting him a pair of socks, and this is all I have because I just cast it on last night. So this is little manteau. That's all I got. Manteaus.
What needles are those?
These are 2.25s, and they are Knitter's Pride Platinas. I bought these.
I like those.
I bought these when we went to Europe.
Yeah.
Because I was a little scared that the security people would take my addies.
Yeah. You never know because it's at their discretion.
I know. So I went and I got
just a knitting needle.
more affordable pair, thinking if they took them, then I wouldn't cry quite so much. They didn't take them. They didn't care. Not at all. And I even said, you go up to security. I'm like, okay, I got knitting needles in my bag. And he's like, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, you're clearly very worried about this. So I could have brought the good needles because I have to say I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't know if it's just because they haven't been broken in enough.
Well, you find the cords not
they're grippy. Enough? I find them grippy.
Really?
So I've only knit like a half a pair on these needles, so maybe they just
like
need
one whole sock.
Yeah. So maybe they just need to be broken in more, but I don't have the patience for them because I've got my Addies and I love them.
They're a good backup pair.
They're a backup pair.
Yeah, they're good.
But I have to switch to the Addies, or husband socks will never ever be done, and he will not let me hear the end of it because there was
never knit for your husband. Honestly, she knitted one hat.
There was the situation with the hat,
and then she took it.
Because he didn't like it. He called it girly. And I guess it was kind of girly. But it
was checkers.
It's kind of his fault.
Steven.
He wanted a brim on it. Like, beak brim. And
He's
it just...
baseball man.
Look girly. So then I stole the hat. And then I haven't knit him anything since. And then he asked for a pair of socks for Christmas. And, well, I didn't get around to it. And so now I'm knitting him these socks.
Cool.
Yes.
When are you going to finish them?
Hopefully soon. Opening day.
Well, you know what? We should have a husband sock knit along because I'm also knitting my husband socks.
Ooh, which ones?
It's in one of those scenes behind me that's hiding behind the big floofy hair I've got going on because it's raining.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really dark, dreary.
Yeah.
It's been warm. It's been really warm in Toronto.
It's lovely. I actually hung wool out to dry yesterday.
Did you?
On my front porch.
Oh, nice.
Because my family's been down with the stomach bug that's going around. It's horrendous.
It's a really bad case of the flu.
And we all went down like dominoes, boom, 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 boom. So finally, my husband was the last one, and we went down on Monday.
Oh.
And so I put the wool outside because it needed some fresh air because I needed it. I needed fresh air, and
Oh well. Yeah, he deserves socks.
He deserves socks because I stole his socks.
So when are you gonna cast them on? Let's do a husband sock knit along.
Let's do that. I will cast them on tonight. How about that?
Okay, because I cast on last night, so I got a toe head start. And I think your husband has smaller feet than my husband.
His feet are smaller than mine.
Not fair. Yeah. Not fair.
He wears a size 8 men's, which is like...
I think mine size 10.
Oh my god, no.
Which is not bad. I mean, I've heard of size 13. So 10 and a half is okay. I can do that.
Yeah.
Anything bigger, I think I'd been, how about a hat?
That's that scarf. Anything is smaller than
Can I do it on the knitting machine?
Yes, you can.
Yes, let's do that. So yeah, if anybody wants to join in, just for the fun of it.
Let's do a hashtag husband socks.
Oh, God. Hashtag queen over here.
It's too much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Ever since, what was it? Saturday Night Live that did the hashtag?
I don't have TV.
Well, neither do I, but it's YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. I only watch podcasts on YouTube.
I stream everything. We don't have cable. I stream everything on the computer and Netflix. I like to Netflix and knit. Yes. Not Netflix and chill because I have 3 children. I like to Netflix and knit.
Netflix and chill.
Or dye. That's when I'm dying or when I'm reskinning, I watch Netflix. Oh my god, you know what I did yesterday?
No.
I figured out how to reskin while lying on the couch. Hola!
Oh my god. I
Well, 'cause
wish.
I was still
Mine takes
feeling
up the
kind of-
whole living room.
No.
The whole living room is
No, it was
taken over
streamlined,
by
it was
rescanning.
beautiful.
There's yarn everywhere. Everywhere. And we've been busy with the dye pots this week.
Well, last week we both had Yarn of the Month go out.
Yes.
And then this week we both have new colorways, and it's been a long time since I've had
I
new
know,
colorways. Oh my
I know.
god. And they're all stripers.
So mine.
They're all stripers.
All mine is stripes.
Well, yeah.
All I do.
That's a given.
That's all I do. But yeah, I've got a few. So
Do you want to show yourself first?
I'll start. So hubby socks.
Hashtag husband socks.
Husband socks. We are baseball fanatics in this household.
Oh my god, you don't even
Fanatics.
want to talk to her between May and
April to September,
October?
just assume we're watching the ball game.
Yeah.
If we're not at the Diamond, we're watching the ball game. We're baseball people.
Yeah.
So our team is naturally Canada's team, the Blue Jays, and I really hope.
Okay, Blue Jays.
Oh gosh, I thought I
I'm a
was
little
the fan.
hyper today.
So I made this colorway.
Isn't it pretty?
Which is called Come Together, which was the hashtag that went around for, see hashtag? The hashtag for the Jays last year, because the team all really came together, and T.O. and
And they also almost won something.
I had World Series tickets.
I'm
honey.
Canadian. I
World
watch
Series
hockey.
tickets were in my possession. Well, almost. They were on my Ticketmaster app. And then bloody Royals.
Oh, but he threw the bat. Somebody threw a bat. I remember the meme. She's gonna kill me. She's absolutely gonna kill me. I'm not gonna ever be allowed to have tea again in our house.
It's a 12 striper, which is
Holy cannoli,
it's
seriously?
a 12 stripe, only 3 colors. So every other stripe is the dark navy.
Okay.
And then there's a section, so it's basically split in half, where there's navy, royal blue, navy, royal blue, navy, royal blue. Then it's navy, white, navy, white, navy, white.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
So,
really smart. That's cool.
That's what this will become. It's called Come Together. It is my Blue Jays colorway, but hey, if your team's the same colors, go with it.
What other baseball teams are those colors?
I have no idea, because that's
Or
the only
football?
that's the only team I watch.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't do football. I do Super Bowl eating.
Eating. Everybody does Super
Big
Bowl
fan
eating.
of eating Super Bowl food,
Yes.
but I don't.
I
I
missed
know
that this
enough
year.
to get by to watch a game, but I
Tight
don't.
pants. Tight
I don't know
pants.
who's who. They're Mannings. I know there was Mannings
Didn't he retire?
and Brady.
or
I know
something
there's
like
a Brady
that? I don't know.
because my neighbor has a jersey that says Brady on it.
You sure that's not his name?
I think. It's
You know
his
the
name.
Americans right now are yelling at us.
I'm sorry.
Like ignorant Canadians. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I'm European. The fact that I even know baseball is a bit of a miracle.
Yeah, you should be more into like soccer.
Soccer.
Football. Yeah.
I'm not, but should be.
Well,
Handball.
Denmark's
Handball is a big thing over there. Like big
It's handball.
thing. Oh,
I don't know what handball. Is.
handball.
Like
I don't play it. There's a ball and yes, and it's about yay
It's like
big.
basketball,
No, there's nets.
volleyball.
They look like the small soccer nets that they use, but then it's.
Oh, like cross.
I don't know how to play. I am not athletic, in the slightest, at all. I don't like sweating.
She likes watching baseball boys.
I do. And there's food at the baseball diamond. So
Yeah, $20 hot dogs. Hello.
$20.
Sorry, $19.99.
See what I have to put up with? Anywho. And then I have another one. Or do you want to go back?
No.
and forth?
You go do
Okay.
yours.
So,
Little bunny foo foo.
Little Bunny Foo Foo, which is only called Bunny Foo Foo. But, anywho, this is Bunny Foo Foo.
Isn't it pretty? It's so delicate.
It's a little blown up, but there are pastels of pink and peach and yellow and green, and that's
Lilac?
lilac. And you get your choice of blue, which will then be contrasting, or the lilac, which will be coordinating for your minis. Mini skein, which will, there's about 30 grams in a mini, so it should be enough for the heels, toes, and cuffs of a sock.
Sorry.
At least I'm able to get all 3 out of this mini. So those will be going up in the shop. And then I have a couple others, which
What about that one that's not
didn't
quite done
quite
yet?
finish rescanning. This one here is, ooh, well done. So this is Tequila Sunrise. I'm just gonna try to see if I can show off the colors a little.
Do the cake.
Do the cake?
Do the cake.
There.
Isn't that cool?
There, so that's Tequila Sunrise. And the mini for that is that sort of turquoisey
aqua. I love it. That's my favorite color.
So that's going up as well.
It's like aquamarine.
And they will be ready to ship. And then my last one.
What did you just say?
Be ready to ship.
Oh, whew.
My last one is still very much in self-striping format. Oh my goodness, seriously? This here. So it's got teal, 3 shades of gray, and orange.
I love it.
And
What was its name again?
suits aren't for everyone.
Right, I
because,
love that.
Darn it, some of us want to wear fun socks
Yes.
at work.
Hashtag fun socks.
So yeah, those are my new ones, and the coordinating for that is teal.
Love it.
I love teal. So those are my new ones. What do
You wouldn't
have?
think that we love teal.
No.
No. All right, you want to see my new
I
ones?
do.
Okay.
I do. I want to see husband socks.
Husband socks. Husband socks.
Oh my God.
Superman! So my
Which
husband.
is so your husband.
Oh, so he is obsessed with Superman. And so it's a striper. There's a thicker red stripe and then a thinner yellow stripe and then like a medium blue stripe. So they're not all the same because I can't do the same. I can't do it. So yeah, and I'm gonna do red mini skeins for the toes and heels because I think that would be wicked awesome, almost like a cape, right? That's what I was going for, like bigger red because of cape. So those are gonna be husband socks, but I'm also gonna offer this in a half skein for kids. So it would be about 50 grams, about 200 yards ish. The real information will be on Etsy. Okay, so then for the ladies, we have this beautiful one. So this is also a striper, and you've got this really beautiful kind of pink, vermilion pink, and it has the aqua, and there's a little green, a little white, and a little navy. So it will knit up in different size stripes too. So bigger navy, medium pink, tiny yellow, or sorry, tiny white, small green, and small aqua color.
That's really pretty. I haven't seen these. She's totally snuck these in.
I literally re-skinned these while lying on the couch yesterday.
That's so pretty.
I know. So that one is kind of like, it's, I don't know what to call it. I was going for something like preppy pop, but I think it doesn't fit it. I don't know.
I don't know.
So I need a name, because if it's going up on Etsy today, I need the name. I don't know. So think about that.
Okay,
We need
I'll ponder. When
and
you
then
look at more colors.
this one's a mistake, but I can recreate it.
But I like it.
Yeah, so I'm calling this one Silver Dollar.
Ooh.
You can't, it's not picking up the green really well, but the green is like, what is the green? It's a very spring grass green. Do you think with a little undertone of blue?
It looks like it's coming off more teal than it is.
Yeah, but it's definitely a green, and then
Very
gray.
It's rich and vibrant.
Yeah, so the green is the thick stripe, and then it'll have a thin white stripe, and then a medium gray, and then a little yellow, and then, a little white, and then back to the green. So that's going to be Silver Dollar, and that one can
That's
be
if
anybody.
you get to take it home.
Yeah, I love
These
it.
are my colors.
And then I have 2 more that are going to be in the kid one, but men and women.
Ooh, I think I can guess at least the name of
So
one of these.
this one has Hulk, and it's purple and green, exactly like the Hulk. And this one's going to be available in half skeins too for any little children who would like them, because my youngest is obsessed with Hulk, and so he's already demanded a pair of these. So, and these I think I'm going to do mini skeins of these, but I'm going to do green ones, green mini skeins.
Oh, Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
green
the last one, because my youngest is also obsessed with Batman. And so it's going to have the black, the gray, and the yellow. And these ones are going to have black mini skeins with them. And this one's also going to be available in half skeins. But get this, I'm not calling them Batman, Superman,
Oh, what are you calling
and
them?
Hulk. I'm calling this one the Wayne. This one is called, my mind just totally went blank. What the heck is Superman's, Peter Parker, right? So this one's called the Parker, and this one is called,
Is Peter Parker.
oh, sorry. Oh, shoot. My husband's going to kill me. I can't remember. No. It will come to me in like 5 minutes anyways. And then, this one's going to be, Dr. Bruce. I got that one right. So yeah, I thought that was kind of fun instead of calling them like.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
Different.
so those are my 5 new ones. 5, right? Yeah, 5 new ones. I'm really excited about them, especially the ones that are going to be in half skeins, because my kids are demanding them. So my oldest wants this one, and my husband, and then my youngest wants a pair in each of those. But you know what? You know what my oldest said? He's like, "Why don't you just knit like a whole bunch of socks in random, like in just every one couple of one of these, and they won't ever wear them matched. They just want like one Batman and one Hawk." So I might actually
wear socks. Mine try their darndest to get out of the house without socks on.
They don't wear pants, but they wear socks.
I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of socks in the summer. I'm a flip-flop and bare feet kind of lady. Yeah. But in the winter, I wear my socks. My knit socks.
I look forward to flip-flop weather. I honestly do, but there is nothing I love more than a pair of wool socks. So that's what's in my dye pots.
I think we need to show off this beauty.
The finished pencil sock.
It needed to be here last week, and it wasn't. It's the pencil sock.
Yeah.
Number 2 pencil.
And I've noticed a lot of people are posting their finished ones right now.
Oh,
and then the pencil crayon of the month ones are showing up. So last month was this like beautiful purpley pink. And so you have the purple pink here as the lead, and then you'll have your wood. And then purple pink, and then your typical cuff. Now the colors are changed a bit. I tone the wood and the eraser bit to go with whatever main color it is. So like the red one had more of it wasn't so bubblegum pink. And then this month's has different color pink that I don't know if I should tell. People are just receiving them in the mail.
Yeah, they'll see.
They'll see. But
see
yeah,
if it gets there.
So every month the wood and the actual eraser will be slightly different tones just to mix it up, right? Because you can't put the same pink with every other color.
No.
Yeah.
I love
so
these.
You know what? And so I have to finish to give them to my sister-in-law.
Yes.
Who watched last week's podcast.
Oh, really?
So hi, Shelley. Yeah. So she knows that her Christmas present times 2 years.
I'll hold her to it, Shelley. I promise. I'll get them done.
Yeah. So that's fun. So what else do you got going on here? Our new colorways are done, so that's good.
Yeah.
Podcast. Tell about the podcast
so
you're watching.
I dye self-striping, and if you've ever dyed self-striping, you know there's a lot of time that goes into basically sitting around warping the yarn. So you have to manipulate. I get my yarn in a cone.
Me too.
Like this.
We're going road tripping to pick up a whole new shipment of wool.
Comes like this. I got to get it off of here. And warp it so that I can dye the stripes, and that takes a long time. Yeah. So during that time, I like to sit and watch podcasts or Netflix. It depends. Right now, my Netflix program is Scandal, and well, I don't think my 4-year-old needs to see that.
Yes, it's so true.
I don't think so. So mummies, because I only watch one series at a time. Well, 2. I watch one on my own, and then Hubby and I watched a different one. Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Hilarious. Peralta cannot speak Danish, by the way. If you look at the episode where he's trying to speak Danish...
He's not speaking Danish?
Well, he's trying, but it doesn't sound the way that it should. His pronunciation is way off. Just, tidbit. Yeah. So,
so what are you watching right now?
Scandal, right. But I can't watch that with the child around because, well, it's a little explicit. So I have been watching, I mostly watch podcasts during the day because I do tend to work while the baby's napping and the toddler is entertaining himself, having his quiet time. So I watch podcasts. And this week, I watched Legacy Knits.
Good one.
I watched Periscoping Sisters.
Yes.
Mina.
Yeah.
Knitting Ice
That
Pop.
you have to every week. You have to.
I know.
Girlfriend knit like 39 pairs of socks in 1 month.
You know what crossed my mind?
Oh my God.
I'm going to send every single one of my colorways to her and say, hey, can you give me a sample?
Seriously, you'd have them back.
In a week, you'd have a sample of everything.
I'm so, Mina, like, seriously? Lady? Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine. Wow. She says she even knit a pair while practically asleep on the plane.
I'm...
Unbelievable. I can barely...
My brain will not, like, wrap around this idea. I
can barely knit without looking. So, none of this...
Yeah, but you know what? You purl super fast, which doesn't help for socks, really.
I know.
But blankets, the blanket you knit, because she throws.
I'm a fast purler.
And it just like, boom, 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 boom. Like, it's faster than I literally knit.
I knit weird, because I pick my knits and I flick my pearls and... weird. So... I have also been watching Fiber by Design, which is Lydia and Sarah of O Loops. and they're just,
Oh my God, I love them.
I love watching them.
Yeah.
I really do. And they were, a couple episodes ago, they filmed separately, and I'm like, oh, it's like my knitting group was all broken up, and then they were back together, and it was lovely. And so I caught up with them this week.
Good.
And then just this morning, I watched Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick.
We were watching that when we were setting up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
want my hair to be that long so I can braid it.
know.
I haven't had hair that long since I was in like high school.
I know, and I feel
No, I got married and I had really long hair when I got married.
you?
And then I cut it off 4 days later.
Oh, man.
No, maybe it was 5 because I just got home from my honeymoon and it went.
Oh, see, we had our honeymoon before the wedding. I needed a tan.
Don't watch this, mother.
I needed a tan. And yeah, so I was watching
Crazy
Jilly.
Europeans.
And I have a bond with Jilly because we have 5 kids. We are both crazy ladies with 5 children. And I think they're pretty close in age, like
Well,
age-wise.
yeah, she has a 2-year-old, so.
She has a 2-year-old and she has a baby, so might be 2 years off. But I was watching Jilly, and that's all. I like catching up with her. I watched a few other ones this week, but I can't quite recall. Oh, Eric from Stitch and Twine.
Yes.
Watched this podcast.
I love
because
watching him. It's so nice to get
I know.
a male's perspective on
I
like
know.
the whole knitting world because it's way too women dominated. Like,
I know it's really nice to see male knitters, and then he's
but
in
you don't
Toronto.
really think about it when you're watching him. You're not like, oh, that's a guy because he's so interesting. You just kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
he's in Toronto.
yes, and I'd been waiting to see the colors for his exploration station, how they were going to work up, because he'd showed the 4 colors and like just in the skein, and I think he'd started the exploration station out. It looks nice. I almost wanted to cast one on.
You should just add it to the whip pile.
Almost did, but me and brioche.
I've never tried brioche.
I have, and see, I knit my mother-in-law a scarf for Christmas a couple of years ago in brioche. It was cable brioche, and then I got hit with the flu, and then I was knitting brioche with the flu. And I
couldn't get off the floor, let alone knit.
I didn't finish, so I actually wrapped the scarf, needles and bowl and everything in the package, and then I finished it for her just after Christmas.
You know what?
There's
I
just
think
no way I could knit it. No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to pass it off, but
what knitter hasn't? I've literally gifted someone a skein of bare wool, like not dyed.
Oh.
And I said, what color do you want? And what do you want? and then she chose
not
her
a bad-
color, dyed the color, and am currently knitting it. It's in the whip pile.
Nice.
Before I started dyeing, I was a very monogamous knitter. I would start one project and I would knit on it and I would finish. But now it's more fun to cast things on than it is
I love
to finish.
casting stuff on, which reminds me, I started a project 2 years ago.
Was it that? French Cahan?
No.
We knit those together. We had a knit along for that. Mine's green.
This was a
Squirrels.
herringbone cowl by
you never finished
Jill, and I cannot pronounce her last name, so I'm not even going to try. Her name is Jill, and she's designed a lot for the Plucky Knitter, and I was actually knitting it in Plucky yarn in some of their Parisian colorways from when they did a trunk show in Paris. And I love the cowl. I love the yarn.
Hate the herringbone.
No, I like it too.
Really?
It's not herringbone stitch.
Well, why
It's just
don't
a herringbone pattern. But you see,
No.
there's not enough contrast between my... So I have
You didn't pick them. Yeah.
2 main colors, which one is like a burnt orange and the other one is tealish. They're called macaroon and brulee, for those of you familiar with Plucky. And then my other color is called Putty in My Hands, which is, well, putty colored. But I find it's a little too rosy. It's a little too pink. It's got too much pink undertones in it, so there's not as much contrast as I wanted.
Yeah.
And then they came out with Twill, which is
I have Twill. I like
a lot
Twill.
lighter, and I think that would just make it look so much prettier. And then I was watching Natasha and Meredith of the Wool Gathering podcast, and Meredith just finished the Waiting for Rain shawl.
I haven't seen that one.
It's so pretty, so pretty.
I'm
It's like
just gonna
short
write
rows
this
with
down so I
lace,
can look
and
it up.
it
Waiting
is
for
so
rain.
pretty. And Meredith's was just gorgeous. So I decided I am going to frog my cowl. I'm going to frog it
Horror.
so that I can use the putty in my hands for a waiting for rain shawl.
Oh, I'm having heart palpitations.
And then I will have to ask my good friend if she should happen to have a skein of Twill in her stash, and then I will.
Who's that?
She's in Guelph. Oh, she came to the shindig as well.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Okay, we're not saying names.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But if you're watching, do you have a skein of Twill? Because I'm in the market for one. So and then I'll
Lucky group. She needs what base was it again?
bellow. I think I knitted on bellow fingering.
Yeah.
Which is delicious. It's 45% cashmere and 55% merino.
You had me at cashmere.
It's
delicious.
I love it. So that kind of leads into my soon to be cast on things, and I have another one because
when we're knitters and we keep casting things on,
and this miraculous thing happened. My good friend was also named Christina, which is hilarious because growing up my best friend was called Christina, and now I moved all the way across the world and one of my best friends is named Christina because you're just
so
one
good.
Of a kind. We
We
just
need more.
hang out together. But anywho, she
is a baseball fan.
That's how we met. We were, well, not we because I don't play, but my husband played on a co-ed team with his siblings, and then her and her husband played in a different co-ed team, and there was a big old rivalry going, and now we're best friends, so yay. Anywho, they had a baby girl. Baby girl, and she is so
adorable.
Cute.
Oh my god, she's just so precious.
So cute.
Very
so
cute.
I decided I needed to knit her something really special, and I settled on this pattern. Let's see if I can put it down.
Now tell why it's special.
So this blanket, it is a blanket. Let me see if I can hold it up.
Baby, like a baby size.
There, you can kind of see the detailing on it.
Isn't that pretty?
So
and it's knit really neat too, right? Like
you start in the middle. It's like a Shetland construction. Yeah. So you start in the middle, and you knit the square in the middle, and then you knit the feather and fan in 4 sections. You seam them up, and then you do this edging is a knit-on lace edge. So I have 5 of these because my mother knit one for each of my babies.
Isn't that sweet? I love that story.
Each have one, and this pattern was made really popular in Denmark when the Crown Prince and Crown Princess had their first baby, because when they left the hospital, they had the baby bundled in this blanket, well, a blanket like this, which was knit by her mother, and it just was widely popular. And I think my mom has knit.
What is it about royals and babies? Because I can't get enough of it.
I know.
Like,
and
seriously?
Now, so they have...
Will and Kate? Boom, boom. Love them. Love them.
They have, our royals, they have 4 babies, and each of them left the hospital with one of these blankets. Actually, they had twins, and they commissioned somebody to knit a second blanket.
Yeah.
And, my cousin, she knit one of these in Quebec.
Oh my god. How much would that cost?
A lot of money.
Oh.
A lot.
But can you imagine cuddling in that? I wouldn't be for the baby. It would be for me. It'd be my pillowcase.
I know. I know. So I'm going to knit one of these for my friend's baby girl.
That's awesome. Are you going to... You know what would be really cool? If you knit it and then dyed it. Wouldn't that look really cool? That'd look really cool.
I have so many plans for this little girl. She's going to have so many knits.
Yeah. You need to start with booties.
Yes.
You know what booty pattern I like is Yarn Harlot's basic booty pattern.
Oh.
And
I've never knit booties, but I need to knit booties because my cousin asked for a pair.
Sorry. Yeah, there's a girly booty. I made them for Ainsley, and they have like a strap for around the ankle, and then it looks like a Mary Jane, and it's in my Ravelry.
Okay.
I knit them out of pink for my son's teacher. She had a little baby girl, and they were you can knit them in like an hour. It's really fast.
I love babies.
I know, seriously. Ugh.
I'm not allowed any more babies.
No, just not. Even with your new house.
I know. We're moving. Not right now. In a
Soon-ish.
while. Couple months.
This summer.
This summer.
And she has a knitting nook.
I have a knitting
And I'm going to
nook.
help pick the colors for the knitting nook because I'm kind of going to live there too.
There is a knitting nook.
Yeah.
So one day we'll be coming to you from the knitting nook.
I'm so excited.
Can't wait. Rude.
Yes.
Okay, so what else do we have? Do you have anything that you're contemplating casting off?
Casting on.
Off.
Well, you know what? I have a lot of socks to knit with the kids, And then for summer, I'm contemplating making myself a new sweater.
Ooh.
My go-to sweater is one I knit with Malabrigo. Oh.
It's so beautiful. What's it called? Lush.
Lush by Tin Can Knits. And it's really neat construction because you start with knitting a lace panel.
Which is like the yoke.
So it ends up being the yoke around, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And then you basically pick up the stitches to do the neckline, and then you pick up the stitches to do arms and body, and then it's pure stocking net the whole way down. And I thought I was going to like cross-eyed and die.
I remember that we were at knit night and she'd trade off on the purl row. Yeah. And I got to do the pearls.
I hate purling.
I think I purl faster than I knit.
You do. You purl
so.
super fast, yeah. But then I was working on your herringbone or something like that. Yeah, so we traded. So I'm thinking about doing another one for me, actually. And like a lightweight, because I like Lush because it's DK.
The same pattern?
No, I don't know what pattern. I'm debating.
I like their patterns though.
Yes, I love Tin Can Knit pattern. I love almost everything I knit.
They've got a lot of patterns that come right from like 3 months right to adult.
I'm determined to do their muckluck.
Oh,
they're like slippers. So next year I want to make a pair of mucklucks.
Oh, nice.
My very first pair of socks I ever knit was their rye pattern, but I did it with sock wool, not like it calls for worsted because it's like a learn to knit socks. And then I've done Lush, and I've done a lot of Tin Can Knit patterns.
Yeah,
I like them.
I like their patterns. They're really well written, and then they've got tutorials on their website for some of the techniques that they use.
Yeah, and when maybe in a year when I'm ready, I'm going to knit, I think it's called Snowdrops, and it's actually like a sweater. It's not a cardigan, and it has like little tiny eyelets that look like snow.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, so that's my goal for next year, to knit that for myself, because I
was thinking earlier today about some of my knitting goals for this year.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the box of socks cowl with Kristen, and I have a pair. Then I got a pair that needs a half a sock. Well, okay, so I've got a pair, which is...
Do husband socks count?
Yes, it's just 12 pairs of socks. So I will have even kid socks, I think. Maybe I'll knit a lot of baby socks. But I've got my Valentine's socks. Yes. Then I've got a half of a pair of Halloween socks.
Yes.
And I'm at the heel on the second one. And then husband socks.
So that will be 3.
I'm only technically a half a sock behind my goal. Technically.
Yeah, and you know what? It's only the 10th of March, so you got time.
I know. In the summer, I spend...
Socks are great for the summer.
I know. I spend a lot of time at the Ball Diamond.
And camping. They're good for camping.
And camping. So they're great for bringing anywhere and just getting a couple rows in here and there, and it all adds up. So that's one of my goals. I need to do the 12 pairs of socks.
You got any big projects though? What's your big? Other than the blanket, the baby blanket. What's your big goal?
The blanket, and then I need to knit a sweater, and then...
For who? You?
No, I'm bad. Remember at the shindig?
Oh, you haven't done it?
I haven't knitted yet.
Oh,
so this is what happened at the shindig. On the last day, with like a half an hour left before they closed up shop, me and one of my new friends at Shindig, I don't know if
brand new friend too.
I don't know if she would even call me a friend anymore after how horrible I am. But we went out to shop, and they had just put out a big bin of their pure cashmere, which is to die for.
It's up there with Quibbit for me.
To die for.
Like if there's ever orgasm in a yarn, that's one of them. Yeah.
And so there was a full sweater quantity of a colorway, and
it's really beautiful. It's like navy blue, wasn't it?
It's a blue. It's really pretty blue. And my new friend was like, oh, humming and hawing, didn't know if she should buy this because she really wanted to knit.
The answer is always yes. Should you buy it?
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
I think the pattern was Spring Air. It's
I don't remember.
It's a pattern by Amy Miller. That was
another amazing designer.
It came out in the Pluggy Knitter spring collection last year. Waiting for spring, something like that. Anywho, and she wanted to knit that, and she wasn't sure if it was going to be enough, so there happened to be a sample in the size, and we tried it on, and she's not quite sure, and she goes, I don't know if I'll ever get around to knitting. I'm like, I will knit it for you. I will totally knit it for you, and I totally still will. I just haven't yet. So I have to cast this on and knit it and crank it out and get it to her, because I wanted to have it to her by Thanksgiving. I'm awful. It's coming. I promise. I promise it's
She
coming.
hasn't run off with the wool.
I have not.
Promise.
I have not.
Yeah.
And I will get it to her.
Yeah.
So I have to get that done.
You're gonna do it.
I will.
But, I would just curl up in the wool and just snooze.
So what's your knitting goal?
You know what? I'm gonna be really selfish this year, and I want to knit those 2 sweaters for me because I'm going through a big year myself. I'm going through. I've started CrossFit, and I've lost 60 pounds now.
Yay!
Today was the weigh-in. I got 60 pounds.
Yay!
So my goal is to be like at my goal weight this time next year, and so I'm going to knit all the knits for me. I'm gonna have sweaters, and I'm gonna knit myself whatever I want. You know what? You know this is my goal. Leggings.
Leggings.
There is a lady at our knit group
Yes.
who knits leggings every year, and they're gorgeous. She makes them with fingering wool,
I know.
and she knits the full leggings, and I want a pair. So
those would be
gonna
perfect for walking the kids to school.
Exactly. And you know what? You can wear them under like a long skirt. You can wear them as like
So many more color options.
underpants. Under your pants.
I guess if that's what you're into, you could.
Yeah, no. So that's my goal, and I want to knit myself leggings. So leggings and that snowdrop sweater, and then a new cardi. That's my big 3 for me. And then for the kids, just socks and new hats next year. They'll need new hats.
So good knitting them new socks every year. I tell them I'm going to, and then
No, they get new hats every year
buy
that
them a new hat.
go with whatever coats they want or whatever. This year, my youngest got a lot of hats. He got a Batman hat that's crocheted that
Super
has
cute.
like it looks like it has the ears, but then if you pull it down, you have eye holes. Or you can fold it up so it just looks like a regular hat, or you can unfold the brim and then he's got his Batman eye holes, and he literally wears it like that constantly. That's
He's
totally him.
so cute.
And the Hulk hat he wears.
You're gonna be in trouble when he gets older because
And then he has
he
his
is
Mickey Mouse
charming.
hat that is a black beanie with the crocheted circle for the hat, for the ears. And then my oldest is in love. He has a Super Mario hat that I made him for Halloween last year. And so that's what he wears. And then he has just like a striped beanie that he likes.
That's how I found him at the hockey game.
Really? With the hat?
I looked around. We were at the same hockey game. Well, me and our family, and then her husband and her 2 sons went.
I was doing
and
dance stuff with my daughter.
That's how I found them. Was I looked around for the hat. And then I texted your husband like, I see you. And then the kids spend the rest of the game waving at each other.
Yeah, that was
hilarious.
Yeah. So, my kids always get lots of knits. And my daughter has like 3 sweaters I've knit for her. My son, we have blue wool dyed for him, but we haven't knit the sweater yet. That's maybe...
That counts.
It counts. We dyed the wool. Yeah, so that's it. But I wanted to say, you know how last week we said hashtag Die Another Day podcast?
Yes.
I have one. So this... Oh, shoot. How can we actually make that... Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So those were the candy cane pencils from December.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so she posted
It's
them.
kind of hard to see, but there's a red cuff on them.
And well, you know what? It's supposed to be the eraser, so I did a red eraser because pink just wouldn't look right. So there we go. So that was one of the Die Another Day podcasts, and the rest was just us. See, where are all your projects, people?
I know. We want to see them. We want to show them off.
Yeah, but you know what? I searched myself because I am a loser like that, and you know what? There are so many people that just tag Yarnenabler with a hashtag and not actually me. Like they don't like at me.
I know.
And so there's a ton of the yarn box socks.
Oh, fun. Yes.
And I'm loving them. People are starting to knit them. I had a boo-boo in my pattern and I'm so ashamed. But we fixed it, and not only did I fix it, I made a chart.
Oh.
My very first chart. So people are knitting them now and they're perfect, and I can't wait to see more of them. And then someone actually finished a pair of socks. Already.
I just
not
got
my
them a week
pattern.
ago.
I know, seriously. So Shy Pretzel, I posted them on my Instagram too. So
those are really
this is
pretty.
water. I'm trying to hold it so you can't see
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So isn't that beautiful? She just
Those
did
are
like
really
a different pattern. They're just kind of a little bit longer than anklets, but yeah. And I totally fell in love with the colorway again. I remember this is the one I dyed myself a 1 gradient in this. So I'm gonna knit a shawl.
Yeah.
So that's also on my wish list. But I think that might be a summer project. Oh, here's someone else who's making, I don't know, that sunset. Aren't those cool?
Those are pretty.
I wonder if she's done more. I'll have to look her. Soccer Mom 2604. I don't think she's posted any. No, that's as far as she's got. Look, she made herself leggings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at
those are so cool. Those are like almost
awesome.
scrappy leggings by
Those
the looks
are
of it.
so cool.
Or what are the Sue and Chelsea refer to them as Franken socks.
Yes,
Franken
I love
leggings.
those. Yeah. And then look, some people are posting their pencil socks.
Yes.
Woo woo.
So many pencil socks.
So I admit it, I would, it's not Googling yourself. I Instagrammed myself. Hashtag Yarnenabler, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, tag us.
Tag us.
So we see it, we want to see it. And
Love it. I end up following most people. If you tag me, I probably will follow you because I love seeing your stuff.
I do too.
And that's how I find people. Because, like, I mean, there's only a certain amount of ways you can find people on Instagram.
Yeah.
So if you tag me, I most likely will follow you. And I get to see all your fun projects.
And come join the Ravelry group. It's just called the Die Another Day podcast. And there's an intro thread on there. And then I'm opening a thread for each episode. So if there's questions to anything that we have shown off or talked about on the podcast.
Or anything you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we're totally open for that. I mean, why not?
I mean, there's some limits, but with us, there's really not many limits.
Off the top of my head, I can't think
We're
of
not going to do the border thing again. So no dare. Well, maybe some dares. Maybe a die-off.
Let's have a die-off.
Fun.
You guys tell us like either send us a
theme
picture or a
colors.
theme, and we'll each die skiing.
That could be fun. We could do that.
What should we hashtag that bad boy?
Oh,
Die-off. Let's hashtag a die-off.
DAD. Die-off. Die Another Day.
Die another day.
Which
Die-off.
reminds me, there's a Danish
I'm
band
so
called
excited.
DAD.
Really?
Yes, there is. They're like rock, metal.
So like totally up your alley.
I went to their concert.
And you know what? We should challenge other people in die-offs too.
Yes. So yeah, if there's any other dyers that are watching this, die off.
And seriously, and you know what? When Mina mentioned us, I had a total fangirl moment.
I did too.
Complete
I just
fangirl.
sat there like, oh,
Yeah.
she's talking about.
That's like as excited as I was when Susan B. Anderson ordered my wool.
That would.
I emailed
squeal.
her and I literally was like, "Can you hear me yelling?" It was
That was
so exciting.
pretty fantastic.
Seriously, yeah.
Awesome day.
Yeah, and then she posted it on a Sunday morning, and we were just like lazing on the couch, and all of a sudden my store went crazy, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Because if you have the Etsy Sellers app installed on, I don't know if it works on Android phones, but on iPhones anyways, it keeps going ka-ching, ka-ching every time you get an order.
Nicest sound ever.
And it's just, you know, if something has been shared or...
And if you like something, if you favorite something, we get a notification
Yeah.
too. So there was noises going off, and I
It's
have it on my
funny.
iPad and on my iPhone, so it's like echoing, and it was
Well, my
it was a
husband
really
has
exciting day.
the app installed on his iPad, which he brings to work because he helps with a lot of the packaging. So that's just so that we can look it up in two places what goes with which order.
Yeah.
And now they all know at work what that noise means, and they're like, oh, you can put your feet up. Your wife is doing hard work today.
It feels good those days, though.
It's funny.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so die off. That's what we'll do for next
Yeah,
week.
die off. Go to the episode thread on Ravelry.
Yes.
Give us an inspiration picture, some sort of challenge.
Or just an idea, like anything, even something
Yeah.
really wacky, so we can get really creative. Like
Challenge us.
a light bulb, and then we have to figure out our interpretation of what a light bulb would be.
So
Just an idea.
I don't know.
Maybe so much fun.
Maybe I'll dye something that's not stripes, and maybe I'll just stitch it. I don't know.
Whoa! Don't get frilly or anything like that.
That would be pretty fancy.
Ha!
Now my second skein of
Who
not
are you?
striped
Where did you do
wool.
with Christina? Oh my god! Can't believe she just said that, and I have it recorded for
That's
posterity.
Okay, so I think
we're good.
Is that it for this week? I think so. Join the Ravelry group, subscribe, share. We can't wait to see you again next week.
Bye guys. Have a good
Happy
week.
knitting.